Okay, here's part 2 of explanation of the free fall lab. Just a couple more things I wanted to go over in the lab report when you put it together. Once you've received all of your data, you have all of these columns filled out, you are going to go ahead and do your calculations for velocity and acceleration. You'll notice that there is a section called Analyzing Data. This is there for every single lab that you'll do, and sometimes there will be equations in here, but it'll explain to you how to do your calculations. Again, if you have any issues with this, essentially what you're doing is you're taking the difference between the two distances. So in this one, we'll find the difference between the distance of 0.21 meters and 0.0. We'll divide it by the time. That'll be our average velocity. We'll do the same thing for 4. We'll do the difference, and then the difference, and then the difference. So you'll want to keep working with that. And then acceleration, you'll use your acceleration equation. You'll have multiple acceleration answers. You're going to average those out for each of your surfaces. Now, you can use Excel or Word to make your graphs, and in this lab report 3 graphs are required. They're listed here. You want a position versus time graph, so you're going to have time on your x-axis and you're going to have position on your y-axis, or vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. Velocity versus time and acceleration versus time. So you're going to plot all of those points. What I'd like you to do is just have 3 graphs and have 3 separate lines on them, or 3 separate plotted points for each of the surfaces, one for Earth, one for the Moon, and one for Mars. Now, if we go back to our document, if you're looking at how to do this, you might not have Microsoft 7, but if you do, there is usually a picture. Let me find it underneath here. Insert, where's chart? I had it here. Let me see if I make this bigger, if it shows up. Here it is. I just didn't have it big enough. Okay, sorry about that. So even teachers have to figure it out. Insert chart. You're going to go to the chart button. It brings up data. This is an example, but it's going to bring up data for you to, and we don't want that there. That was a mistake. But it's going to bring up chart. So you're going to go down and you're going to click your position right here. You're going to click chart. You're going to fill in data based on what you want on your x-axis and on your y-axis, how you want the spacing to be done. You're going to plot your points, and then after that it will put a graph in here for you. Now, this particular one is a bar graph. You don't want a bar graph. You want to try to do a line graph. So you are going to go through and choose that when you do this lab. Hopefully, if you have problems with making the lab in your Word program, there's always the help button that you can go ahead and search. And if you like to do it during Excel, you can attach another document with your graphs. Or, worst case scenario, if you handwrite it and that's the only way you can do it, you can go ahead and copy or scan the handwritten graph, and you can send it to me that way. And just attach all the documents when you submit your lab report. You want to make sure that you answer your conclusion questions, save it, and then turn it in. And that is, in a nutshell, how you do a physics lab. If you have any questions on the remaining labs this year, shoot me an email. I'll make another little video to show you how that portion works, and we'll go from there. Good luck, and let me know if you have any issues. Bye-bye.